Hello traders, this is Day Trader Matt with businesswithtrading.com doing an E-mini trading room recap for the 4th of February, Tuesday, and today was an interesting day in the markets. We did have a nice little gap up here and basically some sideways movement, and eventually around 11:30 a little small breakout here and some more sideways movement. Today we had one trade which was unsuccessful and we gave back 4 points in the markets. We had another trade that actually did work out over here outside market hours. But I don't want to include that just because it was outside of trading room hours. We did keep the room open a little bit longer, and the market did go in our favor, but it's not really fair to the ones that took off at 12. So anyway, our trade happened down here. We got short and the market just came up and took us out, and then it just kind of chopped around, and we tried to get in another trade. It just didn't fill us, and sometimes that happens. And then I'll show that we were short over here, and the market did come down very nicely, and that worked out. But like I say, the room closes at 12 and I'm only going to show the results till then. So but anyway, as part of trading is sometimes you're going to give back money, and the real question is, what are you going to do once that happens? And I do see a lot of traders that they end up giving back money, and then they just make their trade right away, their next trade right away, and it becomes a revenge trade. And I think that's why that term got so popular, just because you're going to lose money on one trade, and then you just turn around and make another trade very haphazardly. You don't wait for a setup or be objective about it. Just place a trade willy-nilly and hope that it works out. And that's not what trading is about. Trading is about being precise with your entries, and you're not going to make money every single day. Today we did not make money, and it happens. It's part of the business of trading, and it's one thing that you really are going to have to become comfortable with if you're going to be a trader. I see some people say that they make money every single time. They don't lose money on their trades, or if they do lose money, it's on like 2% of their trades or something. And I don't believe any of that. I think that's all made up. I for the most part have a pretty good winning percentage, but I still lose money quite a bit. So and depending on what style of trading that you want, you're going to lose money a little more or a little less. As a day trader, it's definitely something that you're going to have to become comfortable with and realize that it is going to happen and be a part of the reality of trading. But having the right mindset, the market's not going your way, it's time to take a step back and figure out what's actually going on. And it was just really, really, really choppy here, and didn't really set up in too much. And like I said, we had an entry that did not get filled, and that's basically a scratch trade. Whenever that happens, I look at it as nothing happened. It doesn't matter. It's something that you can go over later on when the market's closed or when you're not trading. And when I say go over, I mean your DOM's not up at all. There's no way you can place a trade, and you're just analyzing. So anyway, hopefully what I talked about made a little bit of sense. Got something out of it. You can always leave comments below. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you back here in the markets. Thank you.